I don't think I'd be anywhere close if I wouldn't have followed my values the last few years. And what I mean by that is we all do things that we care about. We all carry these values of what is important for us within us. But not always are we considering them to be as important as they could be, as like a cornerstone for where we are going and what we are pursuing. And not always are we able to recognize that whatever lies deep within us can also be our next motivator, our next step into a direction where our most intrinsic values are getting onto a path with our future. And I think we can abstract so much from just looking at what we do, what we care about, and what we love doing, what is important, and see the similarities in potential areas we could or should maybe focus more on, as they might be showing us insights from who we could become once we just understand and realize that there's so much more than just being seemingly at this spot where you are. And when I look back in time and see my life, how it was going, I am recognizing some things that only got able to be seen by myself once I got to feel what they or these aspects in life are actually doing with me. And the aspects I'm talking about are like whenever I didn't know back then what I should do or what I should pursue, I felt like I would just need to take it as it is now, and there's no way out of this at the moment. Maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe I haven't seen the crucial aspects that might lead me into a direction that makes things clearer. But what I missed out in this uncertainty was that whenever I wouldn't know where I should lean towards, I can also just take a look at what is important for me. What am I what do I think is like an thing in life that's just valued by myself. And when I would have looked at what is important or what is valued from myself, I could have glimpsed something. I could have seen that there are like these underlying aspects in life, these details in the values we care about that make us fulfilled once we understand that we can pursue those things as well. Because there are always ways to get closer to something that you care about, sustain yourself from it, and develop yourself even further in it. There are ways. It's no way that there aren't any options. There are options. Just take a look at history of at people that made it out of circumstances you could have never imagined, but their heart was beating for the thing they did, and that's why they got it to work, because they were trialing and erroring through this whole thing in such an immense way that they somehow at some point came up with a way that was working out. And sometimes you gotta switch things around. Sometimes you gotta do something else to see, okay, this wasn't the right track to go, or now I'm getting closer to what is important. But I think the value is a general thing in life that we can hold and should hold on in a very cautious and with much attention, with a way that also like provides some insights for us. And the thing with values is that they can be looked at very broadly. I can say, okay, it's important for me to live financially free. It's important for me to find a way to sustain the life of important people around me as well. And when the value is quite broad, you don't care too much about what might be an way to go, then you can try as many things as you wish. But once you narrow down and start to see that some things might just not suit you because you don't want to be in a state where you're underlying some sort of structures and you gotta do something only to make the next thing possible. When you recognize that within the field you're currently in, you won't have the growth you think you desire and you wish for, then I think you're quite narrowed already. You're quite narrowed with your value, but it may still not be that clear. And the problem with having a value that might be quite narrowed, but not with a clear view on what it might be or where your journey is going to head, is that you're going to feel stuck quite fast. And that it was the thing I was experiencing for myself, because I knew that I just couldn't do some things in life no more. I cannot work in retail for any longer, as I started my apprenticeship back then in retail, working in an electronics store selling TVs. And I just knew I need to get out of here. And the problem I occurred or got to see then was that I wasn't focusing on my values. My values were quite faded. I didn't know that they have such a fundamental impact in who am I about to get, or who am I able to be, or not in any way I would have thought that I can also find something built on these values that I just want to go after, because it's feeling amazing to do something that makes your heart go up and makes you fulfilled and lets time pass in no matter of, it lets you like drift in a field that seems like it's truly yours. And that is way easier once you combine values with the things you do. But that is hard. And as I said, you can have a narrow view on what you could do or should do in a way where you see, okay, I cannot work at this place, I cannot do this kind of work. Because it's always easier to say, okay, I cannot do this, I cannot do that because I don't feel like, because this is not what I'm standing behind, this is not what I think I should do. And within all these assumptions of what you could not do or should not do, there lies a mirror in them which shows you your values. Because when I say I cannot work at retail no more, because I don't want to be the underlying one who's selling TVs for some sort of guy that's sitting up there in a like company that's way bigger than just like this one store, and having no connection to the product, having no connection to whatever sort of stuff we gotta do. Then I see that my value is just that, I want to sell something. Maybe if I'm already looking at this field I'm currently in, you can apply this to your field as well, that you're not happy about, and just apply your values to the things you could sell or you would do in that kind of sector. Change up the work you do now with something that you would get more excited about. And that's an actual business. Because as with me, when I'm in retail, it's about a product I wasn't excited about, but there are products I could be excited about. And retail is like being in sales, having customer conversations and so on. If that would be the thing I'm excited about, then I could also already start to see potential things I could grow in. But that wasn't the case with me. I didn't come up with this clear mindset and that just showed me, okay, now not feeling good about selling TVs, so I might just switch up with something I'm more excited about, with some sort of like niche tech product or whatever I was like excited back then. That wasn't that wasn't quite close. But the thing with how close you can be to your values is also always built on where your mind is leading you and where you are going with it. And back then I wasn't going into the right direction with my mind to be able to understand even one thing about what my values might be. My mind was at partying, doing drugs, doing whatever kind of stuff that's fun, hanging around with people just for fun, just for spending time. That was my value back then. I valued having time with others, because in that time I wasn't able to think about the problems I might face and the stage I'm in. But once I'm back at work, at the life that's taking up very much time of the time I'm having free, then things shifted again. And out of this low point, out of this uncertainty I had, I started to see the potential in a value, in the things that might be important for us or myself. And it took me years to finally see that I can flip this whole thing even further away. I don't have to stay in this industry. I don't have to be like encapsulated in some sort of stuff only because that was the thing I learned, that was the thing I was educated about on. I don't have to be anxious about all that kind of stuff, not having like this kind of degree or that, because all is very much tangible out there. It's lying around for sure. You can't make easy connections within university when you're not studying there, or you can't get the job that might pay you more when you don't have the degree to get it. But there are certain fields you can educate yourself on so much, so that you don't have to worry about these things in a big extent. I would say, sure, you should worry about what your degree is giving you at the moment, because when you live a lifestyle that you wouldn't be able to afford with another job, then you gotta reevaluate. But that's why I set up my life in a way where I can maintain life and my expenses with the job I'm doing, and not doing much work at this job, not doing a full time, because I have plans that actually get built on my values. And these are the potential businesses, these are the potential ways towards a life that makes me fulfilled whenever I wake up, get to work, because that is just representing who I am. And I want to do something that I can stand behind completely. And that's the reason why I got to understand that the things I value are actually the things I can build something on. And that wasn't easy, for sure it isn't. But what I can tell you is that when you make experience, no matter what kind of experience, you see something good in seemingly nothing. Sometimes in a flood of something bad, you sometimes come up with some sort of positive feelings. And these positive feelings, the ones that might not be there so often, even they can show you what you value, what makes you fulfilled. Even these small insights are also there for you to just hold on, this made me happy, I gotta remember that. Because when you remember what made you happy, even though you didn't feel great because you're all over the place and don't know where you're heading with your life and with your current situation, maybe some day comes where you're out there going after whatever you wanted to do, and then just something clicks and you see, it's great thing, for example, to just be around people, or a friend isn't in best shape, and even though you aren't at best shape as well, you somehow find ways to motivate him. That is an insight. That is something you can take away from the situation, and where you can start to evaluate on, okay, is there something I could do? I really feel fulfilled helping others. I really want to get some other people rolling in times where they just feel like they can't get further. And there are ways where you can translate this insight, this information you get, into something that is representing what you are and who you are. But you gotta take hold on to it. Without holding on to it, it's gonna evaporate in the nothingness of your non-existent memory within something that seems like it's not important, when it actually could be, if you hold on. So I think we can hold on tighter once we just turn on a certain mechanism in ourselves that that is almost like capturing whatever we are doing. It's like a second memory card you put into your life, on which you can save experiences you might want to hold on to. This program, this memory card, knows which kind of stuff it should save, and the stuff it should save are the memories that carry value for you. And once they stack up and you see patterns that you had great experiences doing that specific kind of thing over and over again, then that could also be the thing you may find for yourself and for your life as your purpose. And I think this is a great aspect of life, that we can apply our senses to areas that seem so distant but are actually very close to us. So I hope that you can take something from that, and may the value be with you in the best regard, and I hope you can find the thing that makes you fulfilled. I truly hope that for you. But I know that you can it. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. And you believe in yourself. Okay? So, today, the kitten isn't there. Yesterday I saw it jumping around. Oh, I see. There. But I wasn't coming close. For those who didn't see or don't know what I mean. The first time I was filming up there was a few days ago. There was a kitten coming around, and I followed her for quite some time. And it's her area in that place. So I saw her again. So end of story. All the best to you. Bye bye.